Hey guys, this is HD and I'm here with Husky. This is going to be game number 2 in the HDH Invitational, third place matchup between TheLittleOne versus NonY, inter-clan battle from Team Liquid, and it looks like TheLittleOne did win in game number 1. Keep in mind he is playing random, and so now he has spawned as the blue Zerg up at the top right hand corner. NonY, of course, playing Protoss. It is going to be a Protoss versus Zerg, game number 2 on Blistering Sands, and NonY, after losing the first game, do you think that's going to affect his mentality, or do you think he's going to be able to play solid and show us a good game here in game number 2, possibly tie it up?
I think NonY is one of those players who's not going to get thrown off his game, especially since he's got to know TheLittleOne in and out. They are in the same clan, like you were mentioning. I'm sure they practice against each other almost every single day. So sure, losing game number 1, got to be pretty upsetting, but you know, it's TheLittleOne. I don't know what his weakest matchup is, but it seems like Terran is his strongest, man. He was very, very good in that last game. I was really impressed by his control.
His control was absolutely excellent. Like you said, he was able to micro the different units around and take out the right forces. For example, the Vikings going after the Colossus, the Ghosts EMPing the forces on the ground, the Marauders and Marines stemming and taking out those forces on the ground. Really able to compose your army and not just 1Aing into the battle is what defines you as a better StarCraft player. Now, TheLittleOne here looks like he has gone for a 14 pull. Looks like he's interested in throwing down another hatchery. No, this drone is going to be going out for scouting duty, and NonY is going to position his probe here, and I think it's a good idea to just throw the pylon down. It's only 100 minerals, but it blocks the hatchery, and there goes the pylon.
Throwing down that pylon, always a good idea. Zerg now, when the beta first came out, everyone was going one base roach, but now really getting that fast expansion is going to be the norm. And I do want to mention that NonY was actually getting his gateway at 14. He does the build that I like to do where you chrono boost out a ton of workers, and it does leave you vulnerable to early kind of cheese. So if there's like a 6 pool or something, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. But if you don't want to be putting on super early pressure on this map, which is also good, then the super economic advantage edge type build I think is really, really good. And he even has his gas going already with 3 probes in there, so definitely going to be seeing some sort of high-tech build from NonY.
2 gases now on the way. Liquid, TheLittleOne is inside the base with that drone. Now, I'm curious why NonY didn't opt to go for what seems to be the standard Protoss build on this map, which is throwing down those 2 gateways at that choke point and then using the rocks, eventually opening that up and using that as your entrance. That's pretty much as close as you can get to a fast expansion build for a Protoss player. So he hasn't done that this game. Both players actually going to be on one base for quite a while here, and we'll see what these players can come up with. I think TheLittleOne does have, looking at the units tab, he is actually behind in the economy. So like you said, NonY actually pumping out a lot more probes early on, and look at this, TheLittleOne forced to throw down his hatchery at the 5 o'clock position because that probe that probe has blocked off the hatchery.
Very frustrating here that TLO does have to throw it down there. I don't think NonY has actually scouted that quite yet. No, he hasn't scouted that just yet. The pylon is going to go down, but it's already done its job. It's made that, I mean, just look how close of a distance that is. If NonY kills those rocks in the back of his base, it's almost within, like, throwing distance how close this hatchery is. So this is an ideal situation for NonY, delaying that hatchery a lot more than TheLittleOne probably is comfortable with. The 2 more gateways on the way for NonY right now, so I really think he's going to do some sort of high-tech push out here pretty soon. He does have that double gas. He's going to be rolling in gas, possibly get a ton of sentries, which you can just mass use force field, which you've seen work used to great effect against Hydra. Here comes a couple of Zergings right now from TheLittleOne. I don't think this is going to make anything happen, though.
Yeah, definitely not, especially with NonY having that sentry there. You can throw down a force field if things get a little bit too haywire up there on that ramp. Now, like you said, NonY is throwing down 2 more gateways. We might possibly be seeing a 4-gate push here from NonY as his warp gate technology is just about to finish. On the other hand, he might just use these forces to think about securing a natural expansion because right now TheLittleOne does have that hatchery up. He can start mining away. He can actually throw down a 3rd hatch at the natural should he choose to. And his queen is slowly limping away from the main all the way over to the natural expansion.
Yeah, I hope she packed her bags because she's got a long way to go before she finally gets down to that expansion. But yeah, it's really surprising to me. NonY right now, he has a lot of extra minerals. He's only got the 3 gateways. And like I said, yeah, he is going to be getting mass sentry. I'm really curious to see how this works. I haven't seen this build used that much on this map. Like you said, got to use these to secure this expansion. If a bunch of Zerglings try and run by, as long as the reaction time of NonY is good, he can just mass force field and prevent any units from getting in here. So very interesting, very different build here from NonY. NonY. Curious to see if this is going to work and take TLO by surprise. TLO right now, yeah, he's not getting his lair quite yet, so he doesn't want to go mutas against this. That's a fact.
Well, he does. The little one does have speedling research, and the difficult thing is you can't really run speedlings around mass sentries because sentries are so good against zerglings. They could just block off all the attacks. Uh-oh, some bad force fields going down there. And I think NonY right now could use a couple more zealots in this composition. These sentries are down a little bit in the energy, but doesn't matter. They actually run into the force fields that have already been erected, and I think the speedlings are going to take out this force, because the little one just has so many on the ground, and I'm not sure if that was wise of NonY to push out that early on with such a pure sentry composition. Right now, NonY's front door is exposed. Is he going to be able to reinforce in time to block off these speedlings from running in? We'll just have to wait and see.
I think that the little one apparently didn't want to run in there right away. I think he should have taken a peek in there, but he did have an Overlord that just got sniped. Now, that this build is really interesting from NonY. It does rely on the Sentry, which you wouldn't normally think can counter Zerglings very well, but the placement there was just too bad, and also his units were kind of stuck out in the open, and really you want to be up against a wall for this to work, and we've seen NonY do it before, where you basically wall your own units back against a wall, and then you just shoot the Zerglings from your safe little fortress that you made. But for now, I do like, though, how the little one is making a creep highway to connect his two bases, and surprised he hasn't taken his natural quite yet. He's just going to do two base, and he has a bunch of queens. Actually, he has 3 in his